I've spent the better part of the last decade embedded in the high-stakes world of global finance. My perspective has been shaped by a rigorous academic degree in finance, a professional accounting qualification, and a fast-paced career in investment banking. Yet the most transformative asset I've acquired isn't a line on my resume. It's the ability to deconstruct my own financial behavior. I've realized that the gap between struggling and thriving isn't just about how much you earn, it's about the silent habits that dictate where that money goes. In this video, I'm going to break down 9 of the most pervasive bad money habits that act as invisible anchors on your progress. We'll examine why they are dangerous, and more importantly, the exact tactical shifts you need to make to break free. 1. The trap of paying yourself last. I first encountered this paradigm shift in Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it remains the ultimate blueprint for financial independence. Most people operate on what I call the scarcity cycle. When their paycheck hits, they immediately distribute it to everyone else: the landlord, the utility companies, the subscription services, and the weekend social plans. They tell themselves they will save whatever is left. Usually that amount is 0. The directive: you must adopt the rich person's habit. This means you pay yourself first. Think of your future self as your most important, non-negotiable creditor. The moment you're paid, a minimum of 10% should be moved into a separate account before a single bill is touched. Treat this like a mandatory tax for your freedom. By doing this, you are prioritizing your future wealth over everyone else's current profits. 2. Normalizing toxic debt. In our current economy, debt has been rebranded as a lifestyle tool. People are now using credit for the most trivial purchases, from fast fashion to holiday gifts. I live by a non-negotiable rule. If you cannot afford to pay for an item in full with cash today, you cannot afford it with debt. Remember, credit card companies aren't your friends. They profit specifically from your financial mismanagement. With average interest rates hovering around 22%, any cashback or rewards they offer are mathematically wiped out the moment you carry a balance. You're essentially paying a massive premium for the inability to wait. 3. Operating without a liquidity buffer. This is the structural foundation of paying yourself first. Before you even think about getting rich, you must establish a 6-month buffer, a liquid emergency fund that covers all basic living expenses. Without this stockpile, you are one unexpected event away from financial ruin. Only once this fortress is built should you begin diverting capital into investment funds or more volatile asset classes. 4. The blind spot: ignoring cash flow. You cannot navigate toward a destination if you don't know your current coordinates. Many professionals fall victim to lifestyle inflation, a psychological trap where your spending expands to perfectly match your rising income. It's a treadmill. You earn more, so you buy a larger house and a faster car, leaving your net worth stagnant. Wealthy individuals manage their assets and liabilities with clinical precision. They have a vivid roadmap of where they want to go and the specific metrics needed to get there. Seeing your numbers in black and white removes the fantasy element of wealth and forces you into the role of a disciplined manager rather than a passive dreamer. 5. Treating consumption as a hobby. For many, shopping has become a form of weekend entertainment or a cure for boredom. If you want to shift your financial trajectory, you only have 2 levers: optimizing your current expenses or scaling your income streams. The most effective strategy is a synergy of both. You cannot build a legacy if you make millions, but spend millions on fleeting hobbies. However, you also cannot save your way to massive wealth if your income is stagnant. 6. The ceiling of frugality only. Saving is a defensive game and it has a hard cap. You can only cut your expenses down to a certain point before your quality of life suffers. While cashback apps and clipping coupons are fine, they won't make you wealthy. To truly move the needle, you must focus on the offensive side of the equation, increasing your income. Unlike saving, your earning potential is theoretically infinite, whether through career advancement, side ventures, or compounding investments. 7. Overpaying the silent expense, taxes. Taxes will likely be the single largest expenditure of your entire life. While tax evasion is a crime, tax optimization is a hallmark of the wealthy. High net worth individuals understand legal corporate structures and hire experts to ensure they aren't paying a penny more than required. One of the fastest ways to accelerate your wealth is to master the rules of tax-advantaged accounts, such as ISAs or Roth IRAs. These vehicles shield your dividends and capital gains from the taxman. Even if you don't mind contributing to society, wouldn't you rather keep that extra 20 to 30% to donate to causes you personally value, rather than letting a government bureaucracy decide where every cent goes? 8. The cost of inaction, delaying investment. Once your emergency buffer is solid, your money must stop sitting idle. Leaving all your capital in a standard bank account is a losing strategy. Thanks to inflation, you are effectively losing purchasing power every single year. I utilize a tiered strategy, mixing high-security, safe assets with higher risk growth investments. There will always be a reason to wait. The market is too high. I don't have enough time, or I'll start next year. But the math is unforgiving. The longer you wait to put your money to work, the harder you will have to work for your money later in life. 9. Living without a defined financial architecture. Finally, we must bridge the gap between wanting to be rich and having a plan to get there. You must transition from being a spectator of your life to being the chief financial officer of your household. Breaking the habit of vague financial fantasizing is the first step toward actual capital management.